New tonight, neighbors in Northwest Portland are sounding off over the city's plans for a new overnight homeless shelter, one that is slated to fill a vacant office building at the edge of the Pearl District right next to I-405. Catherine Cook's in the newsroom. Catherine, sounds like you got a bit of an earful from folks. First of all, is this a done deal?
Yeah, city officials tell me yes, but they're still very early in the planning stages. Now, under their logic, the shelter will give people already sleeping on the streets in the Pearl a safer option. But many neighbors worry it could make the issues they're facing worse instead of solving them. On the corner of Northwest 15th and Northrup, you'll find the talk of the Pearl District.
And it's not going to be good.
The future home of an overnight homeless shelter.
We worry about, the house values.
The city of Portland leased the building and tells KGW they hope to open the shelter by September. It would be low barrier, meaning adults who stay here can be drunk or high. They just can't bring drugs with them. Maximum capacity, 200 beds.
We'll start at kind of a low operational number and build into capacity.
Rob Lane is with the city's Portland Solutions program. He says the shelter will help Mayor Keith Wilson reach his goal of adding 1,500 new overnight shelter beds by December.
To make sure that they have a safe and place to sleep each night, to get them off the street so that they can get up and do the work that they need to do to move on to their next step of their housing journey.
So they come out every day and where do they go?
Kathy Dunn has lived in the Pearl for 18 years. She says plans for the shelter left her feeling blindsided by the city.
They want the collaboration of the community. No one said anything to us at all.
Yeah, I don't think the neighborhood should be subject to an irresponsible campaign promise.
Todd Zarnitz is president of the Northwest District Association. He believes addiction is the root of Portland's homeless crisis. He doesn't think this shelter will solve that. He's also frustrated by its close proximity to another overnight shelter. Blanche House just announced plans for a 75-bed shelter for women 2 blocks away.
The neighborhood's perspective is that if you're going to concentrate a problem, have a solution for the problem, and nothing's really being offered here.
I mean, people need to get off the street. That's not a permanent solution.
But for David Mink, it's a start. He lives nearby and supports opening the shelter on Northrup.
As I said, what are you going to do? Say, well, they have to be out there somewhere else. I mean, if there's a building and it's available, to me, it makes sense.
How it might impact businesses here is another concern. The Pearl District, already an oyster shell of what it once was, riddled with empty storefronts.
Everybody's just going to turn off the lights, and we're going to see this destabilize the community, and that's a very real fear.
The city says right now there are no listening sessions or town halls scheduled to discuss the shelter. However, they tell us they're meeting with neighborhood associations and stakeholders to do site assessments and walkthroughs of the property to help shape their plans. David.
Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate you looking into that.